Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever your geographical location is, east, west, south, north. Welcome to the Movement Radio. We're here to give you a very good, interesting edition. Our theme for today is Nigeria needs disloyal voters. We will be looking at the opinions of some notable Nigerians who have written specifically educative and mind changing articles regarding the state, our pragmatic state in the country. My name is Alaba Ferreira from in Chicago for the Movement Radio. In the studio here, I have Abdullahi Salisu. He will be introducing himself, and momentarily, Ibukun Lua will be joining us from Lagos. We have Abdullahi Salisu from Abuja. He will be introducing himself in a minute. On today's show, we want to bring you the state of mind of the Nigerian and where the state of mind should be heading to. Our program today is focused on Nigerian needs disloyal voters, and we will have several articles uh, to share with you. We also have several videos to show what the pragmatic state of the country is. And our mission here at the Movement Radio is to enlighten the minds of Nigerians and to free their minds from the bondage of the pseudo democracy we're practicing. The Movement Radio is an alternative station that is set up to re educate Nigerians and wake us up from mental slavery. We believe that the colonialists and those they passed on power to have perpetually embraced put the Nigerian populace in mental slavery, whereby their mind, their thoughts have been enslaved. And the biggest chain you can have on a man is to enslave his mind. So as we bring you programs here on the Movement Radio, we're hoping that you get educated, you get enlightened, you get informed, you get reorientated to your true state. And when that starts to happen slowly and gradually, you will you will begin to liberate yourself from whatever bondage you're in. Through citizenship is a problem in that country. Justice is a problem in that country. Freedom is a problem in that country. Uh, Living below poverty level is a major problem in that country. And there are several problems that need to be addressed, and these problems cannot be addressed until a nation where people are free to be humans, where they are not dehumanized. And we are here to help stop the dehumanization process that started more than 500 years ago and that is still ongoing. We try to use our programs to do this, articles and information and education and whatever we can do on our part to help our people to obtain liberation. Again, my name is Alaba Ferreira. I'm here in Chicago, and I'll hand over the microphone now to Abdullahi.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Studio time check is 6:06 here in Abuja, 6 minutes after 6 p.m. I am Abdullahi Salisu Ali here from Abuja for the Movement Radio. And here again is an interesting episode. It's going to be an interesting ride. Today we title the program as Nigeria needs disloyal citizens or voters. So today, this is Movement Radio and is an alternative medium away from the conventional media that only tells you what they want you to hear, no, not what you need to hear. Because what you need to hear is what will inspire you, will mentally uplift you, will incite you, and will make you human, not what will make you less human. So, Movement Radio is here for you to make you the human you deserve to be. And the change in Nigeria is a collective effort. Here in Movement Radio, we are doing our part. We educate, we enlighten, and we inform you. And you will also do us good by contributing, joining our XP, following all our social media platforms, joining the YouTube platform, subscribe and on the notifications. You drop your comment or you join the X space where you take the mic and make your contribution. We are all here to liberate Nigeria. This is a Nigerian project and it's our collective project. Let's go out of the bondage that is keeping us. Let's be free and let's be true citizens. So this is Abdullah Salisu again for the Movement Radio, and I hand over the mic back to the Chicago studio.
Okay, yeah. We are going to start before we go deep into our program. We are going to start by showing you some videos that are related to our current transitional program. The message being sent by some of the participants. Please do not look on the messengers that are sending you this. The video we want to show you from one of the participants in this political dispensation, and they're raising some red flags alerts that our people are not paying close attention to. We believe the election in 2027 is less than 6 months away, and yet these key factors of fact that are being raised by these individuals are not being adhered to. So we will show you a few videos about the points regarding the preparation for an election while the ruling party is preparing for a coronation. We believe that the people are not fully aware of this fact, and so we want to bring this to you. So first, we're going to share with you our first video for today, which will show you. Please listen carefully to what this individual is saying regarding the prepared state of the nation for this coming election, and how while the rest of you might be thinking of a possible election, those in governance are thinking of a possible coronation, and they are prepared to do whatever it is within their power to achieve this. So we'll go to that video first, and we want to thank you for joining us, and welcome again to the Movement Radio. Okay.
Parallel organs in every political party, parallel candidate with political party, parallel program for political parties, and he wants to score 10 million votes, even only 300,000 people are voting. You see, that's why we've been going from courtroom to courtroom. So my apologies. The thing I can say about what is happening to the transition program that we have is that we have to take a template from the transition from military rule. Whatever we did that made us to be able to get the military back to the barracks, we have to do twice that now. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived that President Tinubu has different tailors that make his dresses from the one that made the uniforms of the soldiers. But his ideas are in the barracks. Let me summarize what we are facing. It's not complicated. We are facing a non-performing public officer who wants to pretend that he's performing and want all of us to get along performing with him. And he wants to write a Shakespearean tragedy where we will be given roles to play. So I'm supposed to be a fake opponent, for example. So pretending to be contesting against him without contesting. Then he will like me. I'll give you a lot of money. He already got someone to be impersonating as INEC chairman, who is not the INEC chairman. So before you think of charging Amukutan to call for rigging election, you first have to charge him to call for pretending to be INEC chairman when he's not. Because President Tinubu is Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President and Head of State. He's also the Chairman General of all political parties and is the Aspirant General of all political parties and Candidate General of all political parties. He's also the Chairman of INEC. And if you give him more room, he will want to be Chief Justice of Nigeria as well. So this consolidation of everything that the country stands for into a singularity, it's not just about greed, about making money, because you are the president, you are also the contractor. In fact, you are the contractor general of the federation, and you are the tax collector general of the federation. Now, so every political party is supposed to just play a role. So you tell INEC which party to register, which not to register. You can register those who didn't apply, you can refuse to register those who applied. You can disqualify a political party because they are overqualified. You also choose who will be the National Working Committee of every political party. Which letter INEC will take. It got to a point where INEC has to look left and right and whisper before they collect a letter from you. So this is where we are. So if we want to be happy and there's no problem, we all have to pretend along with him that we are doing transition or election, which is just a prolonged, expensive coronation of one person. So if we don't want to do that, because I will not do that, I'm not very good in drama. So if we won't do that, then we should prepare to fight. So anyone who is not ready to fight should not participate in this transition. The transition is not for troublemakers, but it's for those who will mind their business, but they won't mind if you bring trouble to them, and they will stand and fight. Because even the barest minimum, we are no longer discussing about the economy, about welfare, about security. We are discussing even the right to participate. When I joined politics, I did not join politics for other things than just to fulfill Chapter 2 of the Constitution, because I see public officers taking oath of office all the time, saying they will abide by Chapter 2 and they violate it right from the Eagle Square. And I thought maybe I should go here and remind Nigerians that we signed this social contract, we should be able to enforce it. However, it has become now a fight even for the soul of Nigeria to start with, because we are kind of slow walking or sleepwalking into a scenario in which we are a cross between Cameroon and Uganda with a taste of Zimbabwe. And we laugh at those people when it happens to them that there are no people there. But the one they are programming for us, they've tested it in Lagos, the most cosmopolitan and the most competitive political theater in Nigeria, if you know the history of Nigerian politics. So they mastered that, and they want to now have it writ large across the country. So it's not about political parties, differences, personalities, ethnicity, religion, all those regular staples in the transition program. This is about one man. I've been talking to APC members. Now I'm a very popular person in APC because I told them a few months ago, when they were happy that governors were coming to their state, everybody coming to their state, people passed through EFCC straight to their place. That if you think President Tinubu is helping you to build your party into a one-party state, you are deceiving yourself. What he is doing is building a one-man rule. And at a stage, you will not need that your party anymore. And there's nothing that has worked in Nigerian democratic experience that they cannot distort. when Professor Emeawa wrote his papers, and I think Dr. Gochukuba was with them at that time during the Third Republic transition. And Center for Democratic Studies said, oh, this is a very good idea. And later, Humphrey was implemented it, called Option A4. It was done because it was so basic that any person can stand behind the person they support. And then they will count. And then you can emerge as the winner of the election right in the queue there. But did anybody believe that President Tinubu can turn option A4 into option A fraud, where you can score 11 million votes, even though all the people combined together are not up to 3 million. And somebody can be counting on the queue, 1, 2, 3, 4, and jump to 99. And so many other elliptical arithmetics. So what I'm bringing out of this is that everybody who is involved in this transition program has to examine the foundation. And I will say 5 things before I yield to my colleagues. One is that political parties have an opportunity now to become proper political parties, to maintain their autonomy and fight for their own independence, and make sure that only those who are serious belong to their political party, because it's not a case of just picking up a ticket, run for an office. If you are in politics, you have to fight. Second is that we've missed an opportunity to have a proper INEC. So nothing, if you leave things the way they are, nothing good will come out of INEC. And the INEC people are pleading with us to come and rescue them. So if you are thinking of cursing people out in INEC or fighting them, no. They are held hostage. So they want us to come and rescue them by we taking over the transition and making sure that every step is followed by the people and become a democratic vigilante. Third issue is that the media has to wake up. The fourth estate of the realm has to be the first estate now, because the first, second, and third estate are overwhelmed. So the media has to highlight all these abnormalities and let us have plurality of opinions and let us know the danger we are facing. The fourth component is that young people who are now being persuaded to become voters, that's not enough. They should become activists and make sure that we come out being close to 70% of the population, that all these abominations should not be done in our name. Fourth or fifth is that we must have ideology. And the first ideology is freedom. No matter what you believe, if you ask Dr. Ese Gozili and I to discuss economics, you won't go 5 minutes before we start having disagreements. So that is allowed. I'm leaning to the left and she's center. I think she's right of the center from what I've read. But every citizen knows the meaning of freedom, where your vote counts, your voice counts, and the issues that pertain to the majority are the priorities. So those are the challenges. That is the only disagreement between us and President Tinubu, disagreement of the fact that you cannot put the whole country to sleep at the worship of one person. That if you want to win an election, you come and compete based on the same rules like every other person. And that you should let political parties be. And your power to control organs and institutions of government are powers you exercise on behalf of everybody. And you should not use them for your own personal aggrandizement. So this is the issue. And at the end of the day, I will ask MCE to monitor every organ involved in this transition. Nigerian police were used just last week to come and invade the National Secretariat of the SDP, like Gestapo. Said they had a court order to seal the place. We thought we had committed environmental violation or something. only for them to smuggle non-members, ex-members who are agents of the government into the building. And every day they keep promising us, we are coming to put you back. So this is the long and short of what is happening. And for every political party that is doing its own convention or primary, the government is using our money to do fake primaries and convention for every political party so that they can put that party in some form of controversy and do everybody. So in conclusion, we should not worry. This is the fight of our generation. It's our destiny to defeat Tinubu. It's our destiny to put an end to this idea that Nigeria can become the personal estate of one person.
You heard that? Good. Should we play it again, or the message in that man's
I think the message is very clear. There is no ambiguity in the words, and all he said is what the movement radio has been calling Nigerians to, because he warned us on towards so many things that are before us. Like we are not creating a one party state, we are creating a one man state,
That's right. That is
not a
right.
one party state. And he said what we have been saying, that the movement radio is the alternative. He said the media has lost its faith,
Yes.
and it needs to be, instead of being the fourth realm of the estate, it to be the first realm of the state.
Yeah. It is
So
on.
that's why the movement radio is at the forefront now, trying to educate, enlighten, informed, and organize Nigerians to save themselves from getting into this one man state. He said it, and he said they experimented in Lagos, and now they are expanding. So it's a territorial takeover.
It is. It is.
They have occupied a particular space and they make it as their own experiment ground,
Hmm.
and now they are expanding.
It is. It
So if you
is.
see, if you're happy with what is happening in Lagos, that you at the end of the day you work and all the money will go into tax, having an individual into going into someone's pocket.
So we're having our hey Hitler's
So
moment.
you have to stand up and do the needful.
Yeah, but do you think that with messages like that coming from people like that or other people warning Nigerians, are Nigerians listening? Are they listening?
The problem is that Nigerians are this is not the first time he said this, because I can remember in 2022, 2023,
Hmm.
I listened to him very closely. Most of what he said in terms of the economic reform and in terms of the hardship that Nigeria is about to go deep into. Most of the revelation at the end of the day during the government of Buhari, he said it, but many Nigerians don't listen. That's the problem. When you are saying the truth, most of us seems to turn dumb air,
Hmm.
but until it becomes reality, then they will start saying, "How can we do it?" And there is a saying that said, "It's too late when the head is cut off." That you will be asking, "How will you save yourself?" Because almost all the political parties are in the pocket of one man. Because if you look at it, what is happening in the PDP, what is happening in almost all the political parties, because he have his cronies, he have his boys, he have his agents, and some of them think that they don't know that they are working for him. That's why when we say the enemies within, some of us that don't even know we are working for those people in power,
Hmm.
because they will keep making you to fight your other person. They will keep telling you this person, okay, now look at how he used only a single person to destroy PDP entirely.
That's right.
That's wicked. And now even the wicked don't know that he has already destroyed himself. Because if now he decides to chase him out of his ministerial seat today in Abuja, where will he be? He has no any other place to be. And he create more enemies to himself than friends.
It is terrible.
So, and he's using them to get what he wants. So let's be forewarned. Nigerians, we need to stand up. We are not saying that you should vote for a particular candidate. No. Listen to the message. That's what we want you to know. So that, because no individual will come and save you, we need to stand up, organize, and then do the needful for the country. The country is at transition, and the transition is either we collect the transition, we own it, or we allow one person to own it for us, and he will continue to enslave us. He claims to be our brother, the same skin, but not acting as the brother.
Hmm.
So
That's
Nigerians
serious.
need to do the needful. Is a very strong message that Prince Adewale said. So we need forget about the individual, take the message, and
Yeah,
very serious. It's something that we have.
he has another
The
message
movement
he
radio has
sent
been
out.
emphasizing.
Yeah, he made another statement regarding the leadership of the country. I think we have that video. Let me see if we can get that video. It's separate from that one. That one is on warning regarding the election. This one is more on the personality of the people you're dealing with. And let me see if I can get that message, that one on. Hold on. So, but the problem is everybody comes and tell Nigerians some facts, but Nigerians they just like they don't listen or something. It's not for them or they don't care or something like that.
To all political parties.
Here's
I
another
said,
one.
come to the State House, House of Villa, and do iftar with me, breaking of fast. So we now set agenda for him and ask all the leaders of political parties to go there. And we made the preparation like this. Before we brought it back to the leaders of the people on the street, we went to the leader of the country. And we asked the chairman of Party Advisory Council, Dantale, to tell the president the moral crisis facing the country. And we said, Mr. President, you are our leader, you are our father. Please, remember your duty to this country. You are our head of state. This electoral act that you are shoving down the throat of the National Assembly is not good for the country. The election, only one person can win. But we want that person not to lose by winning. Because an election should not result in a politician winning and people losing. Who will you lead? And we made so many respectful or persuasive plea to the president as the father of the nation. The president will have said, yes, I've heard you, I'll pray over it. He just jumped on and said, oh, you provoke me. Why should I help the nation? Why should I help you? I'm contesting. It's on tape, what I'm saying. I'm contesting. They're provoking me. When I was in opposition, I suffered. Go and suffer your own. Why should I make laws that favor free and fair election? If you don't want to vote, don't vote. Who said we must vote? You can sleep in your house. If it's only 3 people that vote for me, I win.
My God.
And he concluded. I say, politics is a game, and the game is sweet when you are winning.
Wow.
Anyhow. He said it. I'll go and look for the tape. Anyhow. At that moment, he ceased to be head of state. Just like any other politician, without reflection. So that's the moment we started to go to the National Assembly to go and protest that the law should not be made. And we talked to the assembly members. You know, they are calling me now that you were right. When you say we should not pass that, I told them that if you think that all of you rush to APC, become a one-party state, you are not going to become a one-party state. Tinubu is going to have a one-man rule. And one-man rule is going to mean one man ruling the nation. So this is why we are now coming back to the people to say, don't say that your responsibility is to go on that day to go and thumbprint. If you cannot own the process, don't even bother to do it, because there is no government doing it for you. Second reason why we are doing this is that INEC, the institution that is given the constitutional and legislative power to conduct elections, we have been battling with them, correcting them at every meeting. This year alone, my own party, I don't know about other parties, we've written 182 letters to INEC, each one reminding them of their duty, on top of other meetings. Even the people in INEC are tired of being INEC. If you give a with a sick leave now, if you have to give a sick leave, you will ask for 3 years.
Yeah. Let me. I think I should play this one again. These people should hear this. This man is making a lot of points about the character of who they are dealing with, and after that, we'll play what David Udeni also has to say.
Villa, and do iftar with me, breaking of fast. So we now set agenda for him and ask all the leaders of political parties to go there. And we made the preparation like this. Before we brought it back to the leaders of the people on the street, we went to the leader of the country. And we asked the chairman of the Party Advisory Council, Tantale, to tell the president the moral crisis facing the country. And we said, Mr. President, you are our leader, you are our father. Please, remember your duty to this country. You are our head of state. This electoral act that you are shoving down the throat of national assembly is not good for the country. In election, only one person can win. But we want that person not to lose by winning. Because an election should not result in a politician winning and people losing. Who will you lead? And we made so many respectful or persuasive plea to the president as the father of the nation. The president will have said, okay, I've heard you, I'll pray over it. He just jumped up and said, oh, you provoked me. Why should I help the nation? Why should I help you? I'm contesting. It's on tape, what I'm saying. I'm contesting. They're provoking me. When I was in opposition, I suffered. Go and suffer your own. Why should I make laws that favor free and fair elections? If you don't want to vote, don't vote. Who said we must vote? You can sleep in your house. If it's only 3 people that vote for me, I win. My God. And he concluded, I say, politics is a game, and the game is sweet when you are winning. Wow. Anyhow. He said it, I'll go and look for the tape. Anyhow. At that moment, he ceased to be head of state. Just like any other politician, without reflection. So that's the moment we started to go to the National Assembly to go and protest that the law should not be made. And we talked to the assembly members. You know, they are calling me now that you were right. When you say we should not pass that, I told them that if you think that all of you rush to APC, become a one-party state, you are not going to become a one-party state. Tinubu is going to have a one-man rule. And one-man rule is going to mean one man ruling the nation. So this is why we are now coming back to the people to say, don't say that your responsibility is to go on that day to go and thumbprint. If you cannot own the process, don't even bother to do it, because there is no government doing it for you. Second reason why we are doing this is that INEC, the institution that is given the constitutional and legislative power to conduct elections, we have been battling with them, correcting them at every meeting. This year alone, my own party, I don't know about other parties, we've written 182 letters to INEC, each one reminding them of their duty on top of other meetings. Even the people in INEC are tired of being INEC. If you give them with a sick leave now, if I have to give a sick leave, you ask for 3 years.
Okay, you can hear the man telling Nigerians the home truth, but the question is, are we listening? That's the big question. Are Nigerians listening? People come out to tell you the truth about what you're dealing with. We still have one more person who has something to say about the character of the person you're dealing with, or the situation we are dealing with. We got one more to play, but before we do that, let us get some inspirational message here for our people, and we hope that they are listening. And this inspirational message we have for them is just a quote from Plato, just to let them know that if the price good men pay, let's share that. Uh, oh, yeah. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Wow. Yes, that's
Actually,
the price. Huh?
it's a big one.
By Plato. Let's just learn. But first, let's go on straight to the next item and talk about what David Udenyi has to say about your leader. Let's go to let's share that so people know we're doing all this so people know what they're dealing with. In case people pretending to be asleep, you understand? Nigerians like to
Yes,
pretend a lot. So they won't be,
we
oh, I
pretend
never
and adjust
knew.
a lot.
Yeah, nobody told me, or I didn't
Someone
know.
like him, he's
Uh-huh.
the epitome of that proverb that there are evil men who for the sake of being king, wouldn't mind the kingdom being burned down if it meant they could rule over the ashes. That's who this guy is. Literally, he does not have any perception or concept of national interest in his head. It doesn't exist. Right? He is not a conventional politician who has some ideology, who rose through the ranks. He was just a career criminal who directly migrated from organized crime into politics. So he has no sort of ideological mooring in any traditional concept of what Nigeria should be, or Africa, or anything like that. So he's all about him. So he has people who are giving him instructions, and in return he gets to be in power and enjoy the trappings of power. And that's all he wants out of life. That's it. It's really that simple. So for you to take out someone like that, you need to be extremely ruthless and bloody-minded. That is not present in any of the opposition formations. That is definitely not present in the Nigerian people. Right now, as I like to say, if you listen to Nigerians talk, you will get the idea that there's going to be a revolution tomorrow. It's not true. Because paradoxically, as much as Nigerians will complain louder than anyone in the world, I feel like, based on the behaviors of Nigerians, life in Nigeria is still too easy. In as much as objectively, Nigerians are suffering, objectively, this is a country that has the world's lowest life expectancy. So objectively, these people are going through a lot. But yet, psychologically, I feel like life is still too easy for Nigerians. They're so used to living life in hard mode.
Oh, so it's
that it doesn't really bother.
So the pain has been normalized.
Completely normalized.
It's dangerous.
Extremely, very much so. Which is why some of these narratives that you often hear about how Nigerians are resilient, Like I don't think those things are a good thing. I don't take it as a compliment. And someone says Nigerians are resilient. Because resilience is a euphemism. You're basically saying Nigerians know how to suffer.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. We still got more to share with you before we go into our article for today. And
The message.
eh,
I think if the people will work with only the videos,
I know
is some
we don't even need a message or an article. Just listen to the videos and you.
and
But the
then
question,
like think, take time and digress them into your brain
the
and
question is,
think through your life.
are they listening? That's the question. Are the people are they interested? Are they listening? You know, they're not. That's the problem. You see, that's why we talk about when you've been captured mentally. It's a problem. The people has been a person who has been taught inferiority does not need change. That will keep them exactly where power wants them to be. And this is what we're saying about the most powerful chains are the ones people learn to carry inside their own minds. Frank
Mind,
Fanon,
definitely.
yeah, Frank Fanon understood that domination was never about laws and armies or prison or physical force. It's the mind of our people. And that's why we're pushing on this radio to just keep pushing informative, enlightening info out. Just keep pushing it out. Try to reorientate the mind. The mind is what is in prison. The mind is what is enslaved here of Nigerians. And they might have a PhD, they might be learned, they might all that colonial education, miseducation, they are still mentally enslaved. And it is sad to see at
Because any
65 years
education
of
that did not
age,
help you to liberate yourself mentally, then it's not
mentally,
education.
it's not education. It's not. You know, it is also psychological. If you can convince people that they are inferior, convince them that their culture has no value, convince them that those above them are naturally more intelligent or more deserving than oppression, then oppression begins to police itself. Eventually the oppressed may start question. I doubt it. Oppression in Nigeria polices itself. That's why we talked about the gods we built in our last episode. Abdullahi, can you
Yes,
emphasize more on that? How we talked about how Nigeria make gods of their leaders. This is mental. The leaders are
it's
that's why
mental
go ahead.
because our actions, because when you talk to people, okay, we can actually stop this. People will tell you how. These people are powerful. They have the military, they have the police, they have this. Because mentally you are afraid of what you feel like, okay, these people are very strong to the extent that you cannot fight them. And they use you to survive
Yeah, that's it. That is it.
because
But the people, okay, for
don't
example,
allow them.
when you hit truths like that, how many people want to hear? How many people are listening now? Very few.
Very few. And even when you start discussions like this, people will say, no, you don't know how things work. These people are very powerful. You can't challenge them. These people are like, okay, then the people that they are very powerful, they still need to come to you to make sure that they remain in where they are.
It is indeed terrible what our people have to deal with
Because it
since.
is that silence, okay, you are suffering inside and you keep quiet. Just like David Hudain said, that they say Nigerians are resilient. Resilience to what? To fight for their liberation or to continue suffering?
Continuous suffering.
That's
It's
the question.
terrible.
Because it's in the opposite way. Most we are hardworking to continue suffering.
It don't make no
They
sense.
say we are brilliant, but we are brilliant to the extent that we cannot liberate ourselves.
Yeah, that's just insane. We act like babies. We're waiting for Trump.
Because
We're
how
waiting
will
for
you
a
say that,
savior.
okay, that someone is brilliant, someone is hardworking, someone is resilient, someone is very dedicated, is loyal, he can do this, but at the end of the day, that person is still in bondage. So all the smart people that we are called, we are smart, we are not smart, we are
We're
dumb.
not at all. We are mentally enslaved. Let's hear the
because we
opinion. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead,
because many people
Abdulaziz.
cannot. Now if for example you ask, okay, let's organize and then go and make one particular thing, one particular issue in Nigeria. For example, identify a community. Just like the other time that you mentioned people in motion, if they can stood up and go to their local government chairman and make sure he fixed the road. Many people will tell you, no, that man, you can't go to his office. At the end of the day, they will use police to test you. No, me, I cannot even waste my time. I have to go out and get what to eat. You have been reduced to less human than, okay, feeding is the only thing you think.
Food.
Then what's the difference between you and other animals?
Animals. Yeah. There's none.
Because
Let's
because
before we
only
go to
thing
our
them too, the only
article.
thing they go out and eat.
Yeah. Let's highlight two people that Nigeria has happened to. Let's hear directly from their mouth before we go to our Nigeria needs loyal voters an article and break that down. Let's share that with the
Okay.
people, and then we would the videos in itself. We don't even need an article. Just I'm telling you, it's enough. If
Because
only people are.
the videos just said it all. Because they really told us. Because like Prince Adeba said, okay, the president don't
Ah,
care about you.
ah, this question you ask me, is it possible? Is it possible? Ah, this question you ask me, is it possible? Is it possible? Are you sure?
It can happen.
The people that rule Nigeria, they know the kind of person that come around there. And they don't even allow you. Number one, they are afraid of the people. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu pass here now, you will see plenty security. The last time they arrest many people on that bridge because Bola want to come to Lagos State. Why? Why? That man was saying something. I'm listening. It's a very good question. Ó ní pé mo máa mix here o. Yorùbá lèmi, màá sọ Òyìnbó, màá sọ Yorùbá. Ó ní pé èló ni kí ni àwọn kan tán lè rà pẹ̀lú 10 million nígbà kan. Sórí 10 million láyé ìgbà kan tó bá mu dé mòwe ìbàfò wàá ralẹ̀ wàá kọ́ ilé. Mo ṣe bíríkìlà rí ìbàfò mòwe àṣeéṣe olówó tẹ̀dó máa gbòòrò máa kọ́gi arépo ọ̀fadà kò síbi tó fẹ́ fi rú mi lójú ń bẹ̀ yẹn wàá kọ́ ilé bóyá 3 bedroom flat àbí 10 rooms tó máa tún ní shop. So àwọn ìjọba ìwà báyé wa jẹ́ ni Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa báyé wọn jẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run máa báyé wọn jẹ́ torí pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti bá sí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ Ọlọ́run gbọ́dọ̀ báyé ẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ má jẹ́ abẹ́rù mọ́ ẹ̀kan lèèyàn ń kú tó bá ti kú báyìí ó ti kú nìyẹn má bẹ̀rù ẹ̀rù tá ń bà yẹn òun ló jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà bàjẹ́ ní 2012 mo jáde mo bẹ̀ sí ṣàdúrà fún Tinubu bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn èèyàn ní kí ló dé tó yẹn mo lálàá ó wà nínú Aso Rock mo ní Olúwa ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ti dé kí ló dé fà Fáṣọlá ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Ambode ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àṣẹ mo múra mi ní mugun ni sórí sọmọdúrà tí mo ń gbà báyìí Olúwa bá mẹ́rin tó máa ṣe dáadáa wá bá mẹ́yàn tó dáa wá tí Tinubu bá fẹ́ ṣe dáadáa a máa mọ̀ báwo la ṣe máa mọ̀ a máa mọ̀ láti ibi ilé oúnjẹ tá à ń jẹ àti omi tá à ń rà kò ní dá fún ẹni tó bá rí òótọ́ tí ò bá sọ gbogbo àwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tó bá rí òtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá sọ bá mú báìbù mi sí Psalm 25 fún mi kí n kálé wọn lórí Psalm 105 mo ti ń retí irú tó bá gbé sórí afẹ́fẹ́ wàá jẹ̀yà ṣùgbọ́n tó bá gbé tó bá rí wàá ní owó ju Tinubu lọ wàá dẹ̀ rí ògolo má wọrí gbẹdani jẹ́ kí n máa fọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ ń bẹ lẹ́nu mi sórí tí Tinubu bá mọ̀ pé òun níṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wa ìwọ̀nba ìgbà tó kù yìí kó tètè yá mú epo wálẹ̀ kò ní ìdìbọn fẹ́ níbọdì lówó ẹ bá kówó Nàìjíríà lọ kẹ́ máa dáná bóyá Dubai lẹ́ ń kó lọ gbogbo wa ti gbọ́ àbí Amẹ́ríkà ẹ kó lọ but epo tẹ́pọ̀ bá wálẹ̀ tí mẹ̀kúnnù bá gba 60,000 70,000 100,000 lóṣù á lè ra ẹ̀bà kò ní ṣàìsàn débi kó máa kú ẹ ti pa wá tán sórí yàtọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ bandit àbí Boko Haram àbí X-Man ohun tẹ́ ń ṣe fún wa yìí ó ju ìyẹn lọ ogun rẹ o ogun tá à ń jà yìí èèyàn lè jẹun ẹ̀mẹ́ta èdè wo mo ti kọjá ń bẹ̀ yẹn sìn 1,500 ni mo ní lọ́wọ́ mo wá rí obìnrin yẹn tí ó fẹ́ ká lọ wò ká fi wọ̀n wọ́n reluwé yẹn nígbà tí mo rí obìnrin yẹn àwọn ọmọ mẹ́ta wọ́n wá ń sọ èdè mi bọ́dé ẹjọ́ ẹ̀ ṣàánú àmọ́ níwẹ̀ ẹ̀sẹ̀ ọmọ mi ó wá nọwọ́. This question you ask me, is it possible? Is it possible? Are you sure?
It can happen. One more time.
The people that rule Nigeria, they know the kind of person that come around there.
Yes, you can allow it to continue.
And they don't even allow you. Number one, they are afraid of the people. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu pass here now, you will see plenty security. The last time they arrest many people on that bridge because Bola want to come to Lagos State. Why? Why? That man was saying something. I'm listening. It's a very good question. Only pé mo máa mix here o. Yorùbá lèmi, màá sọ Òyìnbó, màá sọ Yorùbá. Ó ní pé èló ni kí ni àwọn kan tán lè rà pẹ̀lú 10 million nígbà kan. Sórí 10 million láyé ìgbà kan tó bá mu dé mòwe ìbàfù wàá ra ilẹ̀ wàá kọ́ ilé mo ṣe bíríkìlà rí ìbàfù mòwe àṣeéṣe olówó tẹ̀dó máa gbòòrò máa kọ́gi arépo ọ̀fadà kò síbi tó fẹ́ fi rú mi lójú ń bẹ̀ yẹn wàá kọ́ ilé bóyá 3 bedroom flat àbí 10 rooms tó máa tún ní shop so àwọn ìjọba ìwà báyé wa jẹ́ ni Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa báyé wọn jẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run máa báyé wọn jẹ́ torí pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti bá sí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ Ọlọ́run gbọ́dọ̀ báyé ẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ má jẹ́ abẹ́rù mọ́ ẹ̀kan lèèyàn ń kú tó bá ti kú báyìí ó ti kú nìyẹn má bẹ̀rù ẹ̀rù tá ń bà yẹn òun ló jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà bàjẹ́ ní 2012 mo jáde mo bẹ̀ sí ṣàdúrà fún Tinubu bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn èèyàn ní kí ló dé tó yẹn mo lálàá ó wà nínú Aso Rock mo ní Olúwa ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ti dé kí ló dé Fáṣọlá ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Ambode ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àṣẹ mo múra mi ní mugun ni sórí sọmọdúrà tí mo ń gbà báyìí Olúwa bá mẹ́rin tó máa ṣe dáadáa wá bá mẹ́yàn tó dáa wá tí Tinubu bá fẹ́ ṣe dáadáa a máa mọ̀ báwo la ṣe máa mọ̀ a máa mọ̀ láti ibi ilé oúnjẹ tá à ń jẹ àti omi tá à ń rà kò ní dá fún ẹni tó bá rí òótọ́ tí ò bá sọ gbogbo àwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tó bá rí òtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá sọ bá mú báìbù mi sí Psalm 25 fún mi kí n kálé wọn lórí Psalm 105 mo ti ń retí irú tó bá gbé sórí afẹ́fẹ́ wàá jẹ̀yà ṣùgbọ́n tó bá gbé tó bá rí wàá ní owó ju Tinubu lọ wàá dẹ̀ rí ògolo má wọrí gbẹdani jẹ́ kí n máa fọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ ń bẹ lẹ́nu mi sórí tí Tinubu bá mọ̀ pé òun níṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wa ìwọ̀nba ìgbà tó kù yìí kó tètè yá mú epo wálẹ̀ kò ní ìdìbọn fẹ́ níbọdì lówó ẹ bá kówó Nàìjíríà lọ kẹ́ máa dáná bóyá Dubai lẹ́ ń kó lọ gbogbo wa ti gbọ́ àbí Amẹ́ríkà ẹ kó lọ but epo tẹ́pọ̀ bá wálẹ̀ tí mẹ̀kúnnù bá gba 60,000 70,000 100,000 lóṣù á lè ra ẹ̀bà kò ní ṣàìsàn débi kó máa kú ẹ ti pa wá tán sórí yàtọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ bandit àbí Boko Haram àbí X-Man ohun tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe fún wa yìí ó ju ìyẹn lọ ogun rẹ o ogun tá à ń jà yìí èèyàn lè jẹun ẹ̀mẹ́ta èdè wo mo ti kọjá ń bẹ̀ yẹn sìn 1,500 ni mo ní lọ́wọ́ mo wá rí obìnrin yẹn sọ fẹ́ ká lọ wò ká fi wọ̀n wọ́n reluwé yẹn nígbà tí mo rí obìnrin yẹn àwọn ọmọ mẹ́ta wọ́n wá ń sọ èdè mi ọdẹ ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú àmọ́ níwẹ̀ ẹ̀sẹ̀ ọmọ mi ó wá nọwọ́.
Okay, so that's a man. That's a man lamenting.
Yes, I think for clarity.
The man is lamenting about his state of life, about he cannot have 3 square meals a day. Our people are suffering, are hungry, but we don't do news and we don't do newspapers or news flash, but we do headlines and bottom line. Just if you notice that recently, Tinubu's speech during a meeting with leadership of the Catholic bishop on July 28th, his words were very clear.
Yeah.
Before I was born, there was hunger in this country, and I have no control of the population development of Nigeria. That's why you have your membership in your various faiths and church. That's your president telling you that poverty has been there before he was born and it will continue to be there with you. You might imagine that when
That's
you make a
an
decision,
irresponsible leader.
that's a complete irresponsible leader. That's an insane, and none of your press or journalists will take issues and take him up on that. He said, why would you run for
Because your
president?
responsibility is to protect life, properties, provide shelter. And how will you protect people that are hungry?
Yeah, you see, it's sad. You were not already aware that poverty and hunger existed before you come in to say you want to rule the people. Since you said Nigeria has always been blessed with poverty. This man, man, I just hope
It's
people
not,
are listening.
that's
How can
an
an
insult
open
to
sitting
Nigerians.
president openly
And
say
the
he has no
people and
control? Go ahead.
the people that are sitting before him, listening to him saying all this, they are the people that because they see themselves less than humans.
It's sad.
Because how will you be a human and an important person that you control millions? Because bishops, imams, and the rest control the minds of millions.
This is sad. It is. And people are still defending this madness. I mean,
How will you tell me you have no control over the population? Then what's your responsibility?
He said hunger was there, so you all can be suffering and be hungry. That does not concern you.
So you are not there. You are a leader not to solve problem, but to keep the problem continue.
It is sad.
A leader is a problem solver.
You see, the people themselves are mentally enslaved. So if you don't break that mental freedom, like Udain said, they will tell you a revolution is happening tomorrow. That's a lie. They will rig that election in 2027.
How will it happen with this kind of mindset?
It is terrible. Let us cover the story of another Nigerian that Nigeria happened to. Another story. I mean, there's just so many. Too many. Well, are you sure we are going to be able to get to our article today? We just got so much.
We'll read one or two and just.
There was this guy who said he borrowed 75,000 from UK, came to invest in Nigeria, and they gave him, was it 24 hours or something? Let us hear directly from him so we don't paraphrase his story. After him, then we'll go to our article because this is too much. This is too much to bear. Oh God, what a country. Let's hear him. Let us hear his story.
As I'm talking to you now, I'm actually thinking of counting my losses, packing my load, and going back and tearing the Nigerian passport. I have friends in the UK that have done it. I'm thinking of that as I speak. heard rumors about a week ago that they were coming to claim this land from nowhere. Nobody gave me any notification. Nobody came to me with any form of notice. I decided by myself on Sunday to shut the place down and start evacuating my equipment by myself. On Monday, I evacuated some things. Tuesday morning, I had welders here, I had carpenters here, I had masons, I had people dismantling things. Around 12:01, around 12:01 in the afternoon, bulldozers just came. They saw people on the roof, taking out wood, welders working. They told them to come down and bulldoze the whole place to the ground. Nobody gave me notice. I took a loan from the UK, £75,000 to come and invest in Nigeria. You people say we should come back from diaspora to invest in Nigeria. I've never done one government contract. I don't know anybody in government. I'm not even interested. I came with money from the UK to invest here. So I have to deal with that loan now. 84 staff. 84! That's what I was feeding here. I built this place a year, 3 months ago exactly. That's when I built this place. It's painful. I stood there and I watched it go. Nobody cares. And you're telling me now to convince anybody to come from diaspora to invest in this country? Look at 84 people. What are they going to do? I have a choice. I will go back, count my losses, and find a way of sorting out the loan I took. Look at 84 families just from stopover. There's a place next to me called Barbados. There's Amalashita. There's RM's Dream. There was Hunters. There was Aris. These are all people that are employed. In this place alone, I'm not exaggerating, at least 300 people have been rendered jobless. And you people say they say they're creating jobs? Is this how you create jobs?
I've been working with this organization because this place has helped us, so many of us, a lot. Most times, but I don't blame those people that are stealing, because this is one of the major reasons why people go outside to steal. The government are not helping matters a lot. They are not. The little place we are working to feed our family, and they have taken it away from us.
Nigeria has happened to me. This is where I feed my family. This is where I don't even have anything to say, but all I just want to say is that I am disappointed in Nigerian government. I'm so disappointed. I have 3 children. Right about now, I don't just know what to say because I don't know the way forward anymore. I've been working with Stopover Bangri for 4 years now, but presently I don't even know where to go. This is the sad reality. I don't know where to go.
And my staff count is over 20 staff counts in the club, and I've been here since February 14th, so it's not even up to 6 months that I opened this establishment. So basically, obviously, how business takes, like my profit, I've not made my profit yet back in the business. This is actually one of my first structural investment that I have here, and people always say, come back to Nigeria, come back home, right? And I came back home to actually invest, and this is what's happening to me right now. My business is gone.
Even while we are moving, the tractor came in and started chasing us. They started chasing us with the tractors. You understand? All our things, a lot of our things were inside there, were crushed. A lot of our things were damaged inside. But come on, this is so unbearable.
As I am now, I am useless. I don't know what to do, because this is where my earning comes from. Not just for me, the rest of our staff. We are rendered useless, not even just jobless. We are useless right now like this. Sitting at home, this is where I'm expecting at least at every ending of the month, something is coming that you can use to take care of your family. As I am now, basically everything in my house, I support my family with this little earning that I'm earning here. And right now, they have rendered me useless. I don't know what to do from now on.
Well, this affected me mainly as a student, because after now, I don't know how to further my education, because this is where I get my school fees to pay for my school activities. So for government to come now and demolish this place and render most of us, me and most of my colleagues, jobless is very bad. It's really frustrating.
When you hear it from the people's mouth, I mean, it reaches home when you hear things from the people's mouth. It is deep. It's deep. I keep saying we're going
The
to our
message is
article.
clear, and, no- and
Go
nobody is
ahead.
taking responsibility
No, no, no. You have no government. You have to come to terms with that. You have no government.
because
You're
how
what you
on earth you will be
uh,
having people. Okay, okay, what is it that the government cannot? Okay, if that place is illegally built, then don't you have a means to make it legal?
uh, said before I was born, there was no hunger in this country. That's your president speaking. Ah, Showore has a response for him though. He said, this Asiwaju Bola Ahmed man is clueless. Did he campaign to perpetuate generational hunger or to end it? If hunger existed before you were born, wasn't that exactly why you sought power to end it? It has long been known that you and your group of thieves sought power to perpetuate hunger. Niger, what a country. Ah, we're going to be going to our article next. Before we
Yes,
do
we
that,
can go because this is too much.
it's a lot. It can literally give you depression. Just going through all these things. You know,
No, that's why
it is.
sometimes one have to just. I don't know
Before our
what many people are
article,
thinking.
let's hear what Fela Kuti has to say about all this from the world beyond. I'm not laughing to make fun of people. It's too tragic to do anything else. It's just sad. It's just sad. Well, we're gonna go into our own article, but first, let's see what Baba himself says on this. Authority steals from the people, then they punish the people for being poor. When power protects the powerful and punish the powerless, poverty is no longer an accident, it is a system. Fela didn't just sing, he exposed the machinery. The question is, has anything really changed? Are
It,
Nigerians, are
it
they
does
listening?
nothing change. Nothing
Ah,
change.
I hope
It
Ibukun is okay because this is
it
unlike
just
him.
continue
Eh?
because
It's
Nigerians
it
were not
can
ready because the,
it is a disaster. I'm telling you, this is bad.
I
Let's
think
go to
maybe something either the network.
oh so yeah, something must be wrong with his network. We'll figure that out because this is so unlike him. So let's go straight to the article then. And start on that. Today's our topic for today. Nigeria needs disloyal voters. I'm gonna read it and then we're gonna do a pigeon breakdown of the article. Okay. Let's get rolling on it. It is by John L. Nathan. He wrote this on February 3rd. So let's share this. Let me see. Okay. So the screen share. Okay, let me see if you all can see that. So Nigeria do need disloyal
This is
voters.
this is
We're gonna go through the article now, and then you're gonna do a breakdown of it. And this is our topic for today by L. Nathan John. He wrote this in February 3rd. The next Nigerian election, Nigeria needs disloyal voters by L. Nathan John. February 3rd. The next Nigerian election are a little over a year away, and the ritual has already begun. The bargaining, the defections, the loud declaration of loyalty that means nothing, and the quiet deals that mean everything. The country is already in a campaign mode, as if governance is a brief inconvenience between two seasons of conquest. The leader of the current regime, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, understands the Nigerian political elite with a frightening intimacy. He knows precisely how power circulates in this country and how ambition rots, how fear is used, and how hunger becomes leverage, how alignment is sold as maturity, how shame is presented as naivety. He has the unique ability of being able to corrupt and convert anyone who has even the slightest hint of greed, even the slightest potential of moral flexibility. Since he took power in 2003, in 2023, sorry, governors have crossed over in steady procession. As of late January 2026, reporting in Nigeria put the APC in control of 29 out of 36 states. An extraordinary grip and one that keeps tightening. When a party controls that much of a federation, it is no longer just a party. It begins to feel like only the sky. The political class adjusts to that pressure the way bodies adjust to arm, by normalizing it. You can argue about whether Tinubu convinces politicians or simply provides the condition under which they convince themselves. You can argue about whether coercion is explicit or structural. But what matters is the direction of travel and how quickly it is happening. What matters is whether anyone can prevent the drift towards a one-party state. Tinubu also has the unusual advantage of a Trojan horse in the so-called opposition. He and some weak his brash and powerful minister of the federal capital still wears the badge of the PDP, yet functions as its saboteur-in-chief, loudly loyal to the president, relentlessly destructive towards his own party, and effective enough that the opposition has splittered into yet another vehicle. The ADC, the story of opposition coalition leaders adopting ADC as their platform, appointing interim leadership and presenting themselves as a united front, has been widely reported. But this essay is not about Tinubu, who, despite a past clouded by unresolved questions about his criminal history in the United States, his education, even his age, has risen to the most powerful office in the land. It is not about Wike, who embodies the Nigerian political talent for occupying two contradictory positions without shame. It is not about the newly formed ADC, which faces the familiar Nigerian opposition problem. A party assembled for the express purpose of power must still pretend to be a party assembled for the purpose of idea. It is not about the newly formed ADC, which faces the familiar Nigerian opposition problem. A party assembled for the express purpose of power must still pretend to be a party assembled for the purpose of ideas. It is not about Atiku Abubakar, who will be nearly 80 years old by the time the next government is formed. It is not about Peter Obi, who rose on the back of an extraordinary youth-driven citizen-led movement in 2023, shook the establishment, but has since concluded, perhaps correctly, that mass enthusiasm alone cannot defeat a system in which the Electoral Commission, the courts, and the legislature are thoroughly captured. It is about this man. It is not about this man who has moved from the base that made him nationally popular to seeking support an elite consensus among people he once condemned as ruining the country. It is not about that grim realism that has followed the lesson he learned following his defeat in 2023, that Nigeria defeats purity with arithmetic, money, violence, court injunction, party structure, security agencies, ballot logistic, and 1,000 small acts of sabotage. Let me read that part again. It's very important. It is not about this man, Obi, who has moved from the base that made him nationally popular to seeking support and elite consensus among people he once condemned as ruining the country. It is not about that grim realism that has followed the lesson he learned following his defeat in 2023, that Nigeria can defeat purity with arithmetic, with money, with violence, with court injunction, with party structures, with security agencies, with ballot logistics, and with 1,000 small acts of sabotage. That is Nigeria for you. This essay is about Nigerian voters. Nigerian voters have always known the truth that polite political analysis avoids. Election in this dysfunctional country are choices between the devil and the deep blue sea. I wrote years ago in the Financial Times about the way collective amnesia enables political shamelessness. Voters forget that politicians repeat. The country moves in circles and calls it history. Already, Nigeria Online are sorting themselves into camps. APC loyalists hoping proximity to power will trickle down. Opposition supporters splitting into rival blocs, arguing over who must step aside for whom. Atiku supporters call themselves articulate. Obi supporters are obedient. They trade insults. They accuse each other of sabotage and insist that unity means submission to their preferred candidate. Meanwhile, the principals meet, dine, negotiate, and plan together. They are not enemies, they are colleagues managing a market. The voters provide noise, the elite provide outcomes. Yes, election in Nigeria do not determine outcomes. Elite consensus does. It is elite consensus that determines whether the Supreme Court will uphold the result of elections marred by irregularities, or simply say that there is not enough evidence to overturn an election, or whether they will restore a political mandate. And here is the deeper insult. Nigerians conduct these online civil wars as if parties in Nigeria are ideological families. There is not a single Nigerian political party today with a clear political, economic, or social ideology. Parties are not homes of belief. Parties are special purpose vehicles for acquiring and retaining power. Politicians move between them with ease because nothing of substance binds them. Most of Nigeria's political class has belonged to multiple parties since 1999. When they speak of structure, what they mean is access. When they speak of grassroots, what they mean is purchase. Even Peter Obi, who some argue might be the least openly shameless of the major figures, has moved from ABGA to PDP to Labour to ADC. In a normal country, ideological drift will require explanation. In Nigeria, it requires only opportunity. This is why no political party deserves the loyalty of Nigerian voters. Nigeria's problem did not begin with the APC. The APC did not invent the absence of electricity. The APC did not invent the collapsing grid. The national embarrassment of blackouts treated as weather, the terrorism and the banditry, the scandal of a country where huge numbers of citizens remain disconnected from power in the most literal sense, not just politically but electrically, with perhaps the most largest energy access deficit. Up to 40% of Nigerian population does not have access to the epileptic national grid, representing roughly 85 to 90 million people. The APC did not invent the hollowing out of schools, the theater of public hospitals, the normalization of kidnapping and ransom payment, the way inflation eats salaries like termites, the way terror becomes background noise. The entire criminal political class is implicated. Every 4 years, they perform infighting for the cameras, then settle back into the same two formations, those who have power and those waiting to regain it. Parties reorganize around this. People switch side and call it realignment. They join the ruling party and call it bringing dividends of democracy. The same faces become new slogans. The same appetites take new acronyms. Look at the defections and you'll see the naked logic. The justification is always alignment with the center, always development, always state interest. The language changes, the hunger remains. Even mainstream reporting about defection has treated it as a rolling phenomenon reshaping political map ahead of 2027. Half the new opposition figures calling the current government a failure were members of the APC until they lost relevance within it. Others were members of the PDP until the PDP's internal rot swallowed them, or until federal power became too tempting to resist. These people are not converting, they are relocating. And Nigerian voters keep giving them the greatest gift of all, loyalty. The Nigerian voter has perfected a biblical love, bearing all things, believing all things, hoping all things, and enduring all things. While being governed into ruin, loyalty allows politicians to live in obscene luxury while presiding over a nation sliding deeper into hunger and violence. Loyalty allows collective amnesia to wipe clean yesterday's crime and recycle yesterday's villain as today's saviors. Loyalty recruits citizens to fight, insult, and sometimes kill one another in the street while power is calmly negotiated in private rooms. Loyalty is why politicians do not fear voters. They fear only elite defection. They fear losing access. They fear being excluded from the distribution room. They fear being on the wrong side of the security agencies, the wrong side of the courts, the wrong side of money. They do not fear the people because the people arrive every election season as a fan clubs, not as employers. This is why Nigeria needs disloyal voters. Disloyalty does not mean apathy. Disloyalty does not mean cynicism. Disloyalty means refusing to tether your identity, your hope, your dignity, and your moral judgment to any party. It means recognizing parties for what they are, elite bargaining platform. It means voting without romance, without spiritual attachment, without the intoxicating lie that a politician is your relative. It means refusing to be recruited into elite wars. Dele Parotimi, do not die in their wars. It means refusing to inherit someone else's enemy. It means refusing to do street fighting war for men who will shake hands tomorrow. And this loyalty must go further than election. Democracy is not a 4-year yearly pilgrimage to a polling unit. Democracy is sustained challenging of power and forcing power to fear consequences. It is knowledge. It is paperwork. It is attention. It means understanding how legislative recall works when a senator or representative betrays your interest. It means paying attention to state election because state power is where daily life is managed or mismanaged. It means paying attention to local government where the closest money to your life gets shared among small kings. It means following budget and asking questions, demanding receipts, creating consequences. The Nigerian elite is largely united. Their quarrels are temporary. Their insults are campaign tools. Their peace is private. They call each other brother and sister and mean it. Their children party together in mansions in Nigeria and abroad. Only voters remain divided by fake loyalties. The most patriotic thing a Nigerian can do today is to be disloyal to parties, to personalities, to slogans, and loyal only to outcomes. What are these outcomes? The outcomes should be dignity, safety, infrastructure, electricity, justice. Nigeria does not need more obedient supporters. Nigeria needs disloyal voters. By L. Nathan John, February 3. Very nice article. What do you think, Abdullahi? Abdullahi, are you there? Abdullahi, are you there? What do you think? Very nice article. Turn on your microphone. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yes, it's a very nice article.
Yeah, your view.
The article is very powerful and it points out directly to the issues.
Yeah, yeah. The key concept. The author argues that
Because
Nigerian voters
loyalty is what has been killing us.
is what has been killing us. Yes, the
Because
author argues that.
we
Go
either
ahead.
loyal to individuals, we are loyal to our faith, or we are loyal to our tribal inclination.
That's true.
Because all those loyalties are what, okay, this is our person, is from our tribe, is from our religion. This person is my brother's friend, or this is someone that I've been working for a long period of time. Or that savior mentality that the person that will save me is from my faith, the person that will save me should be from my tribe. Or this is someone that has done it before, is a savior. It's not, there is no savior.
Yes, yes, and I like the way the author argues
That savior
that
mentality have to die. And this
it has to
loyalty
die.
to individuals, because now
Yeah, it says that the voters are trapped in a circle of misplaced loyalty
you
to
see all
parties.
these
There,
religious leaders,
yeah. Go ahead. The core argument is that true democracy requires voters to embrace disloyalty to these parties and instead focus on demanding
they will come
tangible
and be
outcomes
telling
for
you
their
that
life. You're breaking out, Abdullahi. The audience could barely hear you. Your words are breaking up. You're breaking out, Abdullahi. You know, they didn't hear half of what you said because you were breaking up. Abdullahi, yeah,
okay, sorry,
yeah, you were having
it's
network
just that the
issues. Sorry
network
about. You can
is
repeat what you
a
said.
little bit bad here.
It's really bad. Okay.
But religious leaders will keep telling you that I this is someone that they will be prophesying.
Yeah. You want to break because of the big English, and you want to break the article
Okay, it's
down. You
just the
want to do
network that
the.
is fluctuating.
It's fluctuating. Okay. Yeah, you want me to start with the breakdown, or you want to do the breakdown in pidgin, so our people could have a clear understanding of what they are dealing with. Yeah, Nigeria needs disloyal voters. I'm going to try and break this down to the best of our ability, like we always do here on the Movement Radio. Abdullahi will join me intermittently. His network is having problems, so I'm going to have to start this. Nigeria needs disloyal voters. Generally, our political landscape looks like we do bargaining. It's a ritual that we do every 4 years where we bargain and we defect from one party, we go move from one party to another. Governance is like a big inconvenience between conquest. So the elites are the only ones who are in circulation of power. They understand it. And corruption and conversion of politician is the order of the day when in Nigeria. Everybody knows that. But the current leader of the APC kind of understand this grip, and he uses it well. And I guess that guys, that's why he had the nickname strategies, because with frightening intimacy, he has frightening intimacy with the elite. He exploits their ambition, their fear, their hunger. He aligns with them, and they align with him without shame, without maturity. We have no shame. They go shamelessly as if they are naive, and is able to corrupt their greed and flexibility. And governors also the same way, they cross over because they want to maintain their governor's seat. That's why you're seeing them controlling 29 out of 36 seats. And all this is normalized as normal politics. They even plan Trojan us. Prince Adewale told us that earlier in the first video we showed you. And they have saboteurs within each party, like the Arabambis and all the rest. So this is the kind of politics they play, that they think is politics. So loud loyalty, and they are very destructive to opposition. And then even the so-called coalition of reigners that are recently formed, you started seeing splintering among them, among these so-called coalitions that are not really that strong. So the writer's essay focus on the voters. It's not about all these people. It's really about you, the Nigerian voter. What are you doing? What are you not doing? The article is not about Tinubu, Wike, DCOB, or any of those characters. It's about the reality after 2023 defeat. What are you doing next? What did you do yesterday that you will not do tomorrow? So it focuses on your role in the coming election. The fact of the matter is that most of you Nigerians, you are very allergic to the truth and have strong amnesia to facts. And it's like you just forget facts. It's as if it never happened, it never existed. So, every election has always been a selection. You have to choose the worst of the worst candidates are presented to you, and you have to choose between them. And then you yourself, you act as if this has never happened before. So the more you act like that, you have amnesia. Each time you pretend this thing has not happened before, you didn't know it happened, or you didn't know it was a thief. You're part of you're contributing to the political shamelessness. You know, Politicians just repeat their same action. They go around. It's the same. What happened yesterday is what's going to happen tomorrow. And you all just go around in that insanity. Voters sort themselves into camp, loyalists, APC loyalists, opposition bloc, and you think you go play the game. But what really happened is that it is the elite consensus. There's only two class of people in Nigeria, two tribes, the ruiners and the ruin. And the ruiners are the elite consensus. And you, the ruin, are those that make a lot of noise. You make a lot of voters noise, like you're doing on Twitter right now as we speak. You make a lot of noise. You provide the noise for the elite The elites already know the outcome before you even start your noise, and you make more noise for them on their behalf. Their consensus will determine what who rules you next, what the result of your next election would be. They even up to their court, up to the Supreme Court, all controlled by the elite. And then whenever they restore any mandate, it's whatever the elites decide they want that is going to happen. You have no say basically in these sort of things called democracy, other than to be a noisemaker on X, on Twitter or YouTube, giving your rant and making no sense, while those who control your life continue to ruin it. Those who control your life continue to ruin it, and you continue to be their cheerleaders by clapping along for them. Now, political parties have no ideologies in Nigeria. That's a fact. They are nothing but special purpose vehicles. They are vehicles used to extort and exploit the Nigerian resources to individuals and to the foreign counterpart. That's what these political parties are. The same way the British set up the colonial era to exploit Nigerian resources out. The same way these political parties are set up to extort. So it's a system of exploitation and extortion. So all your resources, natural resources, human resources, material resources, all of them are being extorted. Your common wealth, your common hegemony are being taken away from you by the Nigerian political parties, which is their objective. They don't see politics as a medium to come help develop or improve the quality of your life. Politics is not seen like that. Politics is seen as the white man has killed the big elephant, according to Professor Ali Mazrou, and we all should bring our knives to the elephant to cut our own share of the meat. They're there to share the so-called national cake that was never baked. So that's what all these political parties stands for. Parties are special purpose vehicles. They're not ideological in any form or way. And there you are. So no Nigerian party has clear ideology. That's a fact. Parties are for acquiring and retaining power. What's the purpose of power? Purpose of power is to steal money. That's the objective. That's what they stand for. That's what they live for. You understand? That's what they are there for. And you, in your noise, you help them. You contribute. Yeah, yeah. So you contribute to this madness, and that is what's going on. And then the politicians, that's why it's easy for them to move between parties, because you're there, always helping them, Yeah, yeah. So the structure means access to, every time they tell you, the party has structure. The structure means access to grassroots purchase. That's what structure means. That means they can buy you, they can buy vote. Your poverty has been so weaponized to the point that they know they can buy you, they can buy your vote, they can buy the numbers, they can buy you to change the figures. So that's what they mean by structure. You know, basically that's what structure means. When Nigerians are, the party has structure, your party doesn't have structure. That means your party has money to buy, and that is not democracy. Those who gave you democracy, you don't see them practice democracy like that. You don't see them buying the grassroots or buying people or paying. That's corruption. That's aberration. But not in Nigeria. So Nigerian persistent problem. The problem is still there. As fella would say, the problem never goes away. It's always been there. We're up to in the 60s, 70s and 80s, when fella would sing that, waiting I won't talk about. I don't think about poverty. I don't talk about no water, no road, all the problems been there. It was not invented by APC. And that's why I tell people don't like to hear that. Tinubu is not your problem. You remove Tinubu today, your problems will still be there. Tinubu is a symptom of the problem, which is your amnesia, your reaction, your action, your inaction. That's the problem. Not Tinubu. Tinubu is just a symptom. APC is just a symptom of the problem. This started way back from the days of Babangida, even way back in the 60s. From the days of Babangida and all them, Abacha and all the rest. This has been the Nigerian problem. Only these people are just using it more better. You've always had absence of electricity, no road, no hospitals. Although this terrorism part has just grown bigger in this era, it's always been there in its little form. You've always never had good schools. You've always have failed hospitals. You've always, but what is tragic now is the fact that you are now normalizing it. You normalize everything. You normalize kidnapping. You normalize inflation. You normalize suffering. Every abnormal thing. Now, all the bad things of this world with a copy, you have normalized them. The criminal political class, which is the one you should be dealing with, are implicated in this systemic failure. So they are your enemies. A lot of you don't even see them as enemies. You sing, praise them, you worship them, you follow them, and they're the ones destroying your life. But you want to come on TV, on the media to complain that your life is hard. Oh, it will still get harder. Now, when they see them fighting each other, it's not real. They're just doing that for the camera. A few minutes later, their children will be getting married or having big parties in a big mansion somewhere abroad. And their children always go to abroad schools. So they don't really fight each other. That one are just deception. Now you settle into two formations: those who have power and those who seek powers. Those are the two categories of your rulers that you have: those who have power and those who steal powers. You understand? Abdullahi, when you're ready to take over from me, because it looks like I'm not doing this pigeon
Yeah.
fashion very well. I'm not putting a lot of pigeon in it. I'm
Okay.
just throwing Oyibo out there.
Okay. Thank you. Let
It's
me just
supposed
take over from
it's
here.
supposed to be the pidgin fashion where we break it down to the people in our own language, not still be speaking big grammar. That's just I'm like, I don't think I'm doing that right.
O- Okay. Okay. Let me just go in.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Then the implicated in system failure. So
The
when we talk,
political
say,
class have been implicated. Yeah, go ahead.
yes, when we say political class, we are talking about the people that are in the various different political parties that
Yes.
are that all of them come together. All of them, they are not different. They are almost not different. All of them are together. They always do things. The system make them. If today Oga Bola no did that office, he will give another person the office. He will, and the person will still come and what fail because we did not build system that will work. We help all of us. All of us just will just dey look at, okay, when we give this person opportunity, we will change things. No be by individual, is by system. When we all come together, we all join hand together, do the work by ourselves, so then we are going to make it work. Then the next one is perform infighting for for cameras. All the thing that they do when they come out for TV, for radio, you go think say they fight each other, but behind the scene, that's after they come off from the studio. That one are just acting like drama. You know how all these people they come do show, they will come do all the drama on stage. After when they don't leave the stage, then they will go back and continue. Ah, my brother, how far now? They will continue all these things what they do, but all these thing wey dey do for camera no be real. They are just doing it for you to think that they are fighting. They are not fighting. Then settle into two formation: power holders and power seekers. All of them, they are two. They are just two people. They are just two group. Like just we have two gangs. One, there are people that what that hold power, that get the power for their hand, and the other group are the ones that they are looking for that power. So we just have, then you the people, we the people, we are not in the table. They are not discussing anything our own. That's, they are just either they are going there to get the power, that's to grab it. Me, ma take my own share. As him don't take him own share, me too, ma go take my own share. So it's either the person who hold the tunnel, that's the pipe in his own hand, or the person wey wan collect the pipe, make him too stroke him own. Na so e dey. Then we have the next one is reco that's defection naked logic. Defection, that's naked logic. That's changing, jumping from are they this today, are they this party today, like the way you dey taxi. When you reach this bus stop, you change another taxi. You go to the next bus stop, you change another taxi. That's how they keep changing political party. That they keep moving from one party to another. That's justification, alignment with the center, no development. That's their justification is that what? Anytime you ask them why are you leaving the party, I want to. They just want to be what? The person where they above, where they on top of the power from the. That's why if you look at how closer to this election, how people just
Yeah, you want me to take over? Yeah, bring it then, and then the factions logic. They claim to be using that as justification, alignment with the center, that they want to go and bring development. That's why they are switching party. That is not true. Their language is changes, organs remain the same. Yeah, former, all of them are the same, whether they are APC, PDP member, whether they move from one party to the other, no matter what alphabet they claim they are all the same. Nothing about them has changed, and it's all the same. So we move on to the next thing, the gift of voter loyal. So you, who is always loyal to them, you have given them the perfect gift. You have given them the perfect opportunity for them. Yeah, I see you broke out. You're having connection problem on that side, so I just continue for you.
yes,
So when you give them loyalty, you have given them the perfect gift for them to continue to ruin your life. They're governing you into ruin, and then you continue to shout for them. You continue to praise them. You see them in obscene luxury, and you see your nation is going down, and you're still giving them support. You're still loyal to them. You're still loyal to all of them. you know you're still giving them big support, and then this is what continue to happen. That seem, and you pretend as if you don't remember, say they were the same people that were involved in your ruin and your destruction of your country. It's as if, oh, they are new. For example, you're presenting somebody like Atiku as a new person, as if he's never been in the system, or be as if he's never been in
as
the
the
system.
option.
All of them as if they've never been in the system. You act as if, oh, they're just new angels coming to save you. And then you wonder why your life is such a mess. Now, the citizens, to make matters worse, you start to fight each other, insult each other, kill each other. Why people who don't care about you are stealing all your children's resources and future resources for your children. That's why some authors have written, do not die in their war. They are all the same. You know, that's why they don't fear you. They don't fear you because you give them loyalty no matter what they do to you. They don't fear you. They would always do things against you, but they know who they fear. They fear each other. And that's why you see them jumping from one party to another. So you basically, you making them stronger because of your
Yes,
own action. So what do you need now to do is for you to be disloyal. And what does disloyal mean? We have to explain. They say, for you to be a disloyal voter, disloyalty does not mean you have to not participate. It doesn't mean you don't have to have faith in your own power. That's not what it means. It means refusing to follow all this yeah party and this yeah politician. Don't follow them. Stop shouting for them. Stop arguing for them. Stop debating for them.
for
They
them
have
the
shown you
agbada.
that they have not done anything good for you. You have to refuse to stop following them. You have to wake up from your sleep or slumber or coma or whatever it is, whatever juju they use on your head. You got to wake up and do better. So you cannot continue to follow them, and that is a fact. So this is all up to you. The more you do this, the more you will continue to suffer, and your country will continue to go down. The food will continue to be expensive because now you no get sense. They don't show you all evidence. There are many times they go tell you, say Nigeria no day for you. Anyway, going forward, so recognize parties as, you have to understand what these political parties stand for. They are for the elites to bargain how to steal your resources, how to steal
Right.
your common
They are just
hegemony,
options
how
for
to.
them, not for you.
They are set up for themselves, not for you. You have to wake up to that idea. If you continue to say, I be APC, I won't die for APC, I be ADC, I won't die, I be NDC, you are just continuing your suffering. In fact, your suffering have not even started. It's just beginning. You understand? So you have to learn how to vote without this romance with these political parties and these politicians. You have to literally detach yourself from them. You have to detach yourself from them. If you don't, the problem goes still there. You have to refuse the elite war and stop inheriting their enemies. You be APC, you be PDP. I hate you. I don't like you. You are not from my tribe. You're not from my religion. Stop inheriting their enemies. They are not. They don't hate each other. They are all friends when they are sharing money. I don't know how many times they will tell Nigerians this, but they just don't listen. And stop fighting
It's,
street
the
fight for
war is
them.
not your.
Eh? How many times would they
The
tell
war is not your
Nigerians?
own.
It's not your own. The party is not for you. Disloyalty
It's
beyond
their battle
election.
because at the end of the day, you are not going to get anything out of it.
You're not. You're not going to get a single thing out of it because it's not set up for you. It's not set up for your people. You understand? You have to be the one to wake up. Stop being the mumu,
It's just like you are taking
the
paracetamol for another person headache.
another person headache. I don't know. A lot of people have told them these things, but they're not listening. So we go to the next section, which is disloyalty beyond election. Democracy is sustained by challenging power, by demonstration, by protest, by questioning, by asking question. It is not sustained by just going every 4 years to say you won't go vote for person we no get
Voting
your
is not
interest for
only the
heart.
principles of a democracy.
Yeah, so they don't tell you this. They are special purpose vehicle. You know what is special purpose vehicle mean? Something where they carry come to come loot you. Where I'm rubber carry come, can't take everything. Nigerians got to wake up. God, how do you wake up the mind of the dead? For God, that's the big question. That's a very big question. Now you have to follow it up with knowledge, with paperwork, with attentions are key. You know, I don't know how to operate all these things. Let me turn it down. It's disturbing me. So you have to know um how to follow them
Understand
up.
legislative routine.
Understand what you're doing. Question. Ask for papers. Ask for receipt. Don't just be the dummy or the fool that just keep following. This article is for you, not for them. You are the ones that is creating the monster that is destroying you. Understand how you can go into legislative recall. You can recall politicians who abuse you, who don't follow your rules. You have to take all these things into practice. You have to pay attention to state and local election. You have to follow budget, demand receipt, and then create consequences for those who violate you. You see,
Just,
the elites
just
are united. You, the voters, you are divided.
yes, because we have
The
to always
elites,
ask questions.
yeah, they are united on their purpose, on their mission, on what they are trying to do. But you, who come on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, on the to argue, to debate, I'm a supporter of, I'm an obedient, I'm an articulate. You are the fool being used in their game. The elite quarrels are temporary. They don't even quarrel. They just, all the insult is just for camera show. It's just tools. And you are their noise maker, you're their cheerleaders, you're the fool that follows them. And then, so the elites, they have peace in their private. If you think I'm lying, you see their children are in one comfortable school abroad, being paid with your money, and they are partying heavily on every social media, every video show, every Kiss Daniel show, every Bomber Boy show. Their children are there, but your children cannot even have 3 square meal. But now you go fight, carry cutlass, they fight for them. You
They
know,
can't even
voters,
go to school.
they can't even go to school. The voters remain divided by their fake loyalties. Sometimes I think this Nigerian problem is too much. Talking about
Loyalties.
it alone, talking about it alone gives me headache. I swear to God. So, what is true patriotism? True patriotism is not for you to be disloyal to these political parties. That is the only way you can help yourself and help your country. You are only loyal only to what you want. And what do you want? You want dignity. You want safety. You want justice. You want infrastructure. You want electricity. You want good schools. You want good road. You want water. These are the only thing you should be loyal to, not to a party, not to a political party, or
Quality
to,
education.
yeah. You want good education. You have to ask yourself, what do you want? Those are outcomes. And if what you want,
You should
not
be loyal
parties,
to things that will help you and help your children, not individuals. The system that functions.
that function. Stop being loyal to political party. Be loyal to what will make your life better. So Nigeria needs you to be disloyal voter, not to be an obedient supporter to Atiku, to Obi, to Tinubu, to all these people that are destroying your life. Wake up. Wake up.
Or
Well, it's up to
batify
you.
the others.
Stop being batified. Stop being articulators. This is a very good article, but that's how we have covered it and broken it down. We are going to move into the next activity. Too bad. Ibikun, one of our correspondents from Lagos, is having some serious technical problem. We couldn't set up our discussion section for X, and so that's affecting us. He couldn't even get on the radio, on the studio. But we are continuing with the program despite this shortcoming. It's not holding us
Yes,
back.
definitely.
Yeah. Uh, create space. Let me just see if I could just still create the space. But I don't know, because I don't know how to basically operate the discussion section. We just have the space, and then no, I shouldn't do that. You just have the space. Maybe they'll just hear us, be hearing what we are saying. But that's all I can do, because he's having problem. He's the one who usually manage our discussion section for us. I can't manage that part. Anyway, we're going to continue with the program. So far, that was a very good article, and very nice one. I want to. There's a music piece I want to share, but first, let me look for a slogan or something. Let me put Fela on the board for now, and then we'll take like a 2 or 3 minute silent, quiet break while I prepare our next activity for you. Thank you all for joining us. Whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on which other one, Instagram. We want to thank you for. We hope you're enjoying our show and you're learning 1 or 2 things from us. Um, we are here to enlighten the minds and help Nigerians to free themselves from this mental bondage that they are in. Um, the next thing we'll be going into, we're going to give it like a 2 or 3 minute break. We'll be going into would be to talk about the Minister of Finance. That's our next activity. But before we do that, you know, let's hold on. We'll wait for a few minutes. We're going to talk about the Minister of Finance. Let me put that up. Stop sharing. And we listen to it. We want you to tell us if you can understand what this man is talking about. as an audience. Oh, we don't have ways for them to talk back to us. But just write your comment on the comment section. We will respond. We want to bring you a video of the Minister of Finance speech. If you have a clear understanding of what he's saying, we would want you to tell us. But me, I have listened and I kind of make sense of all the babbling the man was babbling. It just doesn't make sense to me. It was just babbling away. Nothing coming out of his mouth makes sense. But I'm gonna play the video for you and share it with you. Then you can tell us what your opinion is about this. You know, let's go to his speech about the state of the economy. Okay, so which one is that? 5. Okay, let's turn on the audio.
I've heard this question so many times. And guess what? It's a valid question. The combined impact of the subsidy on fuel, as well as, I like to call it subsidy on FX, right, was about 5% of GDP. So you remove both, you save money. But saving money wasn't the primary objective. It was eliminating the distortion and the corruption in the system, which is more fundamental. But the money saving is also important. So where has the money gone to? And in a few days, you will see the detailed analysis, because we believe that we owe a duty to explain what we do to the Nigerian people. That's what transparency looks like. But in the meantime, I can give you some of the highlights. Many Nigerians will simply compare the past with the present and conclude that the reform is not working for them. Some would even say it's a bad reform. What we don't normally compare, or the question we usually don't ask, is what would have been if the reforms were not carried out? Counterfactual. Now, before the reforms, we're printing money to spend. Interest rates was about 8%. Minimum wage was 30,000 naira. If you just think about those three, those are big numbers. If you stop printing, the spending doesn't disappear. You need to finance the money you were printing before. That was part of where the savings went. Because the reforms induced higher prices, interest rates went up. So instead of paying 8% on our debt, we're paying as high as 24%. When you need to service debt, you don't debate it whether you need to pay. You can't negotiate it. You pay, and you pay on time. Minimum wage went up from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. That's almost double the wage bill of the government. In addition to other important spending, like the NEL fund, where over 1.5 million students receive not only their tuition, but stipend on a monthly basis. And if you think that's not important enough, what it actually means is that about over 1 million households, the parents no longer have to save, borrow, and be stressed just to pay the tuition. Now they can deploy that resources into their small businesses and to take care of other important basic needs. So this is significant. So what we need to do is we'll provide a detailed explanation of how much we saved and how the money has been spent. The other question people tend to ask along with this is, why do you keep borrowing after you said you've exceeded revenue? And I tried to explain this recently, that if you have a budget to spend 10 and you have a target of revenue of 6, you need to borrow 4. If you collect revenue of 7, you have exceeded your revenue target because it was 6 you were hoping to collect. But it doesn't change the fact that you still need to borrow 3. So this is how exceeding revenue target can coexist with borrowing. And as a matter of fact, there's nothing wrong with borrowing, provided you apply it productively. For every 1 naira and every $1 that we borrow, we must add more value than the cost of the borrowing. Then the other question you raise, equally important, is that poverty has gone up and unemployment rate is high. You know, this is one area where I tend to disagree with the narrative by the World Bank. World Bank would say that poverty has gone up despite the reforms. And I say, yeah, poverty has gone up because you cannot remove subsidy and people become richer, right? The reform itself was a reset. We were living in fiscal illusions. So we needed to stop deceiving ourselves so the country can move forward. And that reset meant that income levels in real terms will fall, and that would increase poverty. But the good news is that the numbers for 2025 in dollar terms, real per capita income growth was nearly 10%. That makes Nigeria one of the fastest countries in lifting people out of poverty. We intend to sustain that. There was a question about the subsidy savings. Where has it gone to? I've heard this question so many times. And guess what? It's a valid question. The combined impact of the subsidy on fuel, as well as, I like to call it subsidy on FX, right, was about 5% of GDP. So you remove both, you save money. But saving money wasn't the primary objective. It was eliminating the distortion and the corruption in the system, which is more fundamental. But the money saving is also important. So where has the money gone to? And in a few days, you will see the detailed analysis, because we believe that we owe a duty to explain what we do to the Nigerian people. That's what transparency looks like. But in the meantime, I can give you some of the highlights. Many Nigerians will simply compare the past with the present and conclude that the reform is not working for them. Some would even say it's a bad reform. What we don't normally compare, or the question we usually don't ask, is what would have been if the reforms were not carried out? Counterfactual.
Personally, listening to that man, I cannot make any sense. Yeah, I can't make any sense of what the man is saying. I listened several times. It was just not. It was just babbling rubbish. Maybe that's just me. There was not one single economic sense, logical sense, or reasonable point that minister is saying to me. But I wish we had a forum where people could call in. Maybe there's anybody out there who understands what this man is saying, because he's supposed to be an expert. Abdullah, I'll give it to you before we give a response to what we just heard. Go ahead.
Yes, I think what he was just doing, he was just blabbing, because he's not making anything sense. Because for this is, we are going into we are 3 years down the line. Subsidy is not there, and you are telling us that the people who say is a bad reform. Yes, they have every reason to say it's a bad reform, because there is
Listen,
nothing tangible.
subsidy is not there. We didn't know what they are gaining from making people pay so much for fuel. Then we just to find out that they are still paying subsidy. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway,
Subsidy.
we're gonna
Then,
finish your
and then
sentence.
you lie to people. You lie to people that okay, there are buses provided. Where are the buses? After the display in various states, the buses disappear. Where are they? Who is responsible? And you said under the barrister Ahmed Ismail, that is the one that is responsible for CNG this thing. CNG cars conversion. That's the cars from Nigeria. Most of them will be converted.
We're trying to give
And
hope
every time he
and
will
to
just
start
come to
Akara.
channels television and discuss stories with Shehu or discuss with anybody in TVC and the rest. That's all.
This country is worse
Then
than a
what are you
shithole.
telling us? And you are
It's
telling us
really
even the World Bank, the financial institution that you always run to go and borrow, you disagree with them that their unemployment has gone far and the poverty has increased. Nigerians are the ones to tell you this because people can't afford 2 square meal, not three anymore. Three
we
is
have
like
that.
impossible.
This is it's unbelievable. The country is worse than a shithole. That's your minister of finance
And
babbling
just you are
rubbish.
there and you are telling us in recent days we will have a breakdown. So you, as a finance minister, you don't know what you are doing. Who will do the breakdown?
It is terrible.
You are
If this
saying
is worse
you
than
are
a
saying nothing
this is worse than a shithole, man. This is really terrible. No
because
journalist,
it's
nobody
impossible.
of sound mind will
Nobody's
hold this man to
questioning what
account.
he said. Okay,
What is
because
coming
if you
out of
listen
his
from
mouth?
beginning to the end, you can't hold anything tangible.
Well, before we see a good response to his message, let's just hear this entertainment.
Business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant, you see, they're saying that cooling doesn't take much. We didn't give them a loan, we gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving.
First lady say make we dey fry akara. Her Excellency say make we dey say kuli. Yeah, what the funny? Who do us like this, yo? Nigeria, who do us like this, yo? Who swear for Nigeria, yo? Africa, who do us like this, yo? Yeah, Beba, what the funny? Our children, they for bush, yo. The same make I dey say kuli. Bandit, they kidnap, yo. The same make I dey sell akara, oh. Insecurity everywhere, oh. No NEPA mosquito everywhere, oh. They say make I dey say come, oh. Yeah. Pharaoh, let my people go. We don't go sell akara, oh. Pharaoh, let my people go. We don't go sell kuli. Pharaoh, let my people go. I say we don't go sell corn, oh. Aide, Nigeria, oh yeah, kuli akara, kuli akara, kuli akara, kuli akara, kuli.
We're trying to give hope, and to start akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant, you see, they're saying that cooling. We gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving.
It's so sad. We needed that little entertainment to cure the headache that minister just gave us. Because what
An
the guy
insult.
just that thing is nothing but a headache. That was just so sad. Now we'll go to the response to him because we're running out of time and we want to
Yeah.
shut out. Yeah, we won't be able to do all our coverage for today. A few technical problem. But let's
Oh,
just run to the response we got by Taiwo Yedele. Who gave the response to him is Mr. Dalong, I think Solomon Dalong.
yes,
It's
Barrister Solomon Dalong.
yeah, Barrister Solomon Dalong. So I'm gonna do the reading and Abdullahi will do the pidgin fashion and we'll round it up for today. I have listened carefully to the Minister of Finance, Taiwo Yedele's recent explanation on why Nigeria continues to borrow despite the removal of fuel subsidy. According to him, the savings from the fuel subsidy removal and the foreign exchange reforms were not meant to accumulate in government coffers. Rather, they were absorbed by debt servicing, legal obligation, and the new minimum wage, student loan, and other critical government expenditure. For the sake of this conversation, let us assume that that explanation is entirely correct. If anything, it raises even more profound questions than it answers. For over 3 years, Nigerians have been told that removing fuel subsidy was the difficult but necessary path to restoring fiscal discipline, creating fiscal space, reducing waste, and putting the country's finances on a more sustainable footing. If the fiscal space created by that painful decision has already been consumed by existing obligation, then what exactly has changed in our fiscal position? If we are still borrowing at a significant rate, public debt continues to rise, and substantial portion of government revenue is still tied up in debt servicing, where is the structural improvement that justify asking Nigerians to endure one of the worst cost of living crises in recent history? How much was actually saved from subsidy removal? Can he please tell Nigerians how much of those savings went into debt servicing? How much finance recurrent government how much went into finance recurrent government expenditure? How much was invested in productive assets that will expand the economy and reduce future borrowing? Most importantly, after higher fuel prices, rising transportation costs, persistent inflation, and a sharp erosion of purchasing power, what tangible national dividend can Nigerians point to as the return on those sacrifices? Perhaps the more fundamental question is no longer whether subsidy removal was necessary. Perhaps the real question is whether government has become structurally leaner, more efficient and more accountable after asking citizens to bear such economic pain. Because subsidy saving has merely replaced one set of fiscal pressure with another, then maybe subsidy was never the principal problem. Maybe the deeper challenge lies in the structure of public finance itself, how we spend, what we prioritize, and whether we are willing to confront the inefficiencies that continue to drive government borrowing. Economic reform should not be judged solely by the soundness of the theories behind them, but by the transparency with which they are implemented and the measurable improvement they produce. Nigerians accepted the pain because they were promised reform. They are not interested in needless explanations, but clear-cut evidence, because the burden of sacrifice have already been borne by Nigerians. The burden of proof now rests with the government. Nigerians have paid the price. It is only fair that they are shown the results. Solomon Dalu, barrister. Thank you, Solomon Dalu, for that response to that that crap by that minister, which gave us headache that we had to take a quick musical interruption. Abdullahi, I know we are in a hurry. Can you quickly do a pigeon rundown
Yes,
of
no,
Dalu's response? Make
yes,
it quick
I
so
will
we
do
can
it.
round up. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
sorry, you have to share it on the screen.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not sharing it. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I wasn't sharing. Okay, I thought I was sharing as I was reading. Sorry there. Let me share. I didn't know. Even as I was reading, I thought I was sharing it. Sorry about that, everybody. You could have followed the reading with in text. Okay. Yeah, quickly. Go ahead. We're on now.
Yes, we're on.
Good.
Nigerians borrowing post subsidy removal. That's the name of the article by Solomon Dalong, barrister and SDP member.
He was responding to the
Yes,
minister's explanation.
yes, he was. This is a response. He's just giving, like, when someone talk, you just respond to what the person, what you are able to understand, your own understanding of what he just said. Minister's explanation. absorbed by debt servicing, absorbed so by debt servicing, legacy obligation, and new minimum wage, student loan, and other. Just like the minister as him dey explain, say the subsidy wey they don't comot, say the money is not meant to be saved to gather for one place. It's just for the money has gone through. You don't enter legacy obligations, which we don't know that legacy obligation. And then they talk about minimum wage. Minimum wage wey at the end of just by the last report said that most of the state did not even start paying that 70,000, while Labour has already asking for more. And then student loan, we don't know how many people don't they access the student loan, but him based on wetin him talk, say 1.5 people don't they get that student loan. We don't know where that 1.5 people dey o, because now this Nigeria we dey, all of us know for you to get that thing sef is very difficult. Then other critical expenditures which we cannot explain. That those critical expenditures are too big. There are things that are very important, and we don't know those important things wey him no fit tell us, because he just dey speak English. He just dey speak English. The thing is not clear. Nigerians need to know. Na our money. You say more dey buy fuel at the price wey market tell us, but all the explanation on where you put the money, e no dey clear. Say the profound question raised. So instead of him his explanation, wey instead of us getting answers, e give us more questions. When you dey look for answer and you dey get more questions, that's wahala dey be that o. Then physical space consumption. Can it go a little bit down?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, okay, thank you. So they say physical space consumption, they consumed by existing obligation. So all those things, all the money where they don't gather for subsidy, you don't go another obligation which we don't know. Then borrowing continuous. You gather money, you they tell us say money where you they give us before you now you stop they give us. Okay, where the money they go? Because we know they see am for our body, cloth no dey dey, food no dey dey our table, and you still dey borrow. Why are you borrowing again? Before you dey tell us say you dey borrow to pay that, to give us that one. Now you know they give us, but you still dey borrow. That's another question, no? Because what you they give us no day again, and you still they borrow. That's another one. Then public debt continue rising. The money you no pay the other one, but the money you keep collecting more and more. You they borrow more and more from where you they borrow. It keep growing. It just they grow big every day. And you know they affect us. We know they see am for our table. We know they see am for our food. Oh. No be say you add meat to our food, but all the things wey the government dey do, everything no just dey in all right. Then justification for sacrifice. So this they talk say these are the reasons why wey we suppose sacrifice. Since you say you go remove subsidy, we go pass through hardship, we go suffer small, but this one don dey pass small o. 3 years things no dey change again. So they say promise physical discipline. They say if they remove subsidy, it will ensure physical discipline. That's we go see say things go change. People wey dey just dey chop the money, because before they say na few people dey chop the money, then they will change. But now we no dey see that thing, no. Then promise physical space. They say we go see space, we go see things go change in the economy. They will use the subsidy do this, they will do the subsidy, the money where they will come out from that, do all those things, and those things we no dey see am. They are not in our eye again. Waiting they happen. They say they promise to reduce waste because they say a lot of corruption dey inside paying that subsidy. So if they remove the subsidy, corruption go reduce for that place. But e be like say because after you say you stop dey pay, now you come dey pay. Wetin happen? That means the corruption still dey exist for that place be that. It may be even bigger. Promise to sustainable footing. That's they make sure that everything will work well. They will make sure that things where they will be giving, like the bosses they say they will give, they will invest in student loan, everything, all that one would be sustainable, but it's like it's no longer sustainable. Then the actual question where this minister talk don't raise is this: how much was saved? You know, tell us how much you save from this all these 3 years. 3 years no be beans, and the money na plenty money. 3 years, how much did you keep? Where you tell us say you don't the money, or how much you don't get from the removal of subsidy? Where did you save? Where did the saving go? Where how you take spend am? When you say you don't save and you don't spend, how did you spend the money? Who and who collect, or who and who did you give the money? We need to know. Then how much for debt servicing? As you say, you use am pay some borrowing money wey you don borrow before, or when they don borrow before. How much did you pay? How much did you settle? We wan know. Because if you no tell us all this one, then you too that corruption wey they talk before, e still dey exist be that o. How much for recurrent expenditure? How much did you spend on the minimum wage wey dey talk say you don't increase? How much go for the minimum wage? Because this is question for what? Accountability. These are accountability questions. How much invested in producing assets? How much did you put in say you dey construct road? Because you say some go for infrastructure. So most see how you take construct road, hospital, school, or anything where you don't use the money do. So the next one is deeper challenge: public finance structure, areas of confrontation. That's where the place where we suppose get them well, where we suppose ask the real question: how much, how we spend. That's how we dey take spend this money wey we dey talk say we save. Because you cannot tell us say how we save money and we don't spend am. How do we spend it? It's all question. Because instead of this minister in talk, instead of us to get answers to our problem, now question they make us more ask again and again and again. What we prioritize? That's what do we give important? What do we give important? As we dey spend that money, where we spend them? Because you cannot tell us say we save money because before the money they go away, and now we dey use the money go cut here. No, we suppose use the money for tangible thing, because that thing where you comot the money for is very important also. But as you comot am, you go place am for where is more important. So willing to confront inefficiencies. Do we have that mindset, that intention to make sure that each of it, where things no work well, we go amend them? So burden of proof on government. So these are the things where government supposed to tell us, say whether true wetin they talk is really happening. Nigerians bore the sacrifice. That's Nigerians don't endure. We don't get that endurance. We don't suffer enough. We don't suffer enough. We don't sacrifice. That money where they don't come out from from subsidy. we don't endure am. We don't dey buy the fuel very expensive. So we need clear cut evidence how that's how the money is spent. We need receipt, we need evidence how you take spend am, proof, contract, how much, the list of people in student loan, publish the names of people wey don accept, wey dey don collect the money, so that we can verify their school, their names, so that we can verify those ones. Then transparency in implementation. All those things wey you say you don do, we wan see am in clear terms, we wan dey see am everywhere. Just as the way when you remove subsidy, everybody collect for body, everybody see am with korokoro eye. So the things wey you dey do also, more dey see am with our korokoro eye. Then measurable improvement produced. So let's see something that yes, things don change. Yes, this thing wey you don comot, more dey see am say yes, e don dey give result, result wey everybody see, wey dey see with im eye. No be say okay, this one no understand am because im get, maybe im dey use spec, or this one no dey see am. More everybody, as everybody dey collect am, e dey pay everybody, make everybody dey see am.
Thank you very
That's the
much.
article from
Thank you very
Barrister
much,
Solomon
Abdullahi,
Dalong.
for yeah, thank you, Abdullahi, for giving us the pidgin version. You can see that the rubbish that minister came out with is only raises more questions, and
Instead of
we here we
answering questions, he give us, na him dey ask questions.
it raises more questions. We here in the movement with you, we got to bring those questions to you. These are the things. If we actually have a media, these are the questions our media should be asking. But like we don't have school, we don't have electricity, we don't have hospital, we don't have media, we don't have anything. You know everything now. We go to do them ourselves.
Nothing
We
is
don't even have
working. We
government
provide everything for ourselves.
by ourselves because we don't get anything. So that would be the last one presentation we have. Although we still have more in our box to give you, but because of time and other activities we have lined up, we won't be able to proceed today. But we will continue tomorrow. We want to thank everybody that has had the time to join us. We apologize that our X page where our people could contribute was not properly set up. We had some technical problem with Ibukun from Lagos, and so that affected us. We apologize for that, and we want to thank those that are able to join us from all the medium, from YouTube, from Facebook, from Instagram. There's quite a lot on Instagram and on TikTok. And from TikTok, we thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you. We will leave you with this musical interlude as we say goodbye. We want you to enjoy this music, and then we will be rounding up. Abdullahi, your final word before I play the music to the audience.
Okay. Thank you, each and every one of us, because we all make it wonderful and great. And we thank you for joining in. We do it much more better tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be another interesting and super package. Please stick here. This is Movement Radio. Abdullah Salisu Aliyu from Abuja. Thank
Thank
you.
you. This is Movement Radio from Chicago, and we will see you later. Enjoy this akara and kuli kuli.
What the funny?
We're trying to give hope, and to start akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant. You see, they're saying that cooling doesn't take much. We didn't give them a loan. We gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given. And I keep giving.
First lady say make we dey fry akara. Her Excellency say make we dey say kuli. Yeah, what the funny? Who do us like this, yo? Nigeria, who do us like this, yo? Who swear for Nigeria, yo? Africa, who do us like this, yo? Yeah, ever, what the funny? Our children there for bush, yo. He say make her dey sell kuli. Bandit they kidnap, oh. He say make her dey sell akara, oh. Insecurity everywhere, oh. No nepa mosquito everywhere, oh. They say make her dey sell corn, oh. Yeah. Pharaoh, let my people go. We no go sell akara, oh. Pharaoh, let my people go. We no go sell kuli kuli. Pharaoh, let my people go. I say we no go sell corn, oh. Aide, Nigeria, oya, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli.
We're trying to give hope, and to start akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant. You see, they're saying that kuli kuli. We gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving. Akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant. You see, they're saying that kuli doesn't take much. We didn't give them a loan. We gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving.
First lady say make we dey fry akara. Her Excellency say make we dey say kuli kuli. Yeah, what the funny? Who do us like this, yo? Nigeria, who do us like this, yo? Who swear for Nigeria, yo? Africa, who do us like this, yo? Yeah, Beba, what the funny? Our children there for bush, yo. You say make a dey sell kuli kuli. Bandit they kidnap, yo. You say make a dey sell akara, oh. Insecurity everywhere, oh. No NEPA mosquito everywhere, oh. They say make a dey sell corn, oh. Yeah. Pharaoh, let my people go. We no go sell akara, oh. Pharaoh, let my people go. We no go sell kuli kuli. Pharaoh, let my people go. I say we no go sell corn, oh. Aide, Nigeria, oya, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli, kuli kuli, akara, kuli kuli.
We're trying to give hope, and to start akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant. You see, they're saying that kuli kuli. We gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving.